Hello everybody, and welcome back to Vintage Story. And in this episode, we have something very exciting planned. And by something very exciting, I mean there is no plan. So buckle in, guys, we're in this one together. I do have a plan for what we're going to do first, at the very least. We'll just throw this stuff in here, and by popular demand, I'm gonna go down here and we are going to grab some of our grain. Let's look for our flax grain. Perfect. Which we have in two different places for some reason. And by very popular demand, we are going to feed the sheep. We have been neglecting our sheep, and there is a reason why we've been neglecting our sheep. I'm not planning on butchering them anytime soon, so I don't need them to have decent weight. And then when they're not mating, they're not useful to me, so there's no need for them to eat. But regardless, I think it's important that we make sure our sheep get fed. And I did get a comment saying that, talking about the timeline for how long it takes sheep to do their business. And I unfortunately don't have the information on the top of my head, but I do appreciate getting that comment. I also got a comment that I do want to address, talking about how to handle the fact that we have an offset here for this door. And the suggestion was to create an offset on both sides, which sounds a little chaotic to me. However, I do think it is probably the way to go. We'll make that determination at the end of the episode, just see how we get used to things in here, but it is something that I am contemplating at the very least. I think what we need to do right now, though, is go through and clear up our inventory. So I'm going to go do that, and I'll see you guys when we are all done. Okay, so I was really ambitious, and I actually got rid of our project chest and put that away as well. It is getting dark, and as it's getting dark, it's also, what's the word for it? Medium rift activity, so we don't want to stay out here too long. But I do want to take care of something that's been bothering me, and that's that I want to have these corner blocks here in the path, so that when we cut this corner a little wide, we have that kind of built in. We're able to take these corners a little bit wide. So that's something that's been bothering me. And then something else I think we can look at is adding some chimneys to the house. I know I've alluded to it, but I think I'd like to spend some time today focusing on the house a little bit, and just decorating that up a little bit. I think part of that, and we're not going to get to it today because I need to go quarry conglomerate, and as I learned, my conglomerate quarry truly is all the way up here, and I am unfortunately going to have to probably stick to my conglomerate quarry over here, which I really don't believe I didn't mark. I find that troubling, if we're being honest. So I'm gonna have to go find a new conglomerate quarry, find my conglomerate quarry, or go find a new one. But we need more conglomerate. But I do think one thing we are going to do is we are going to move our chest room here. And again, I did get a comment indicating that maybe we can go down further with the ladder, and I think that's a good idea. I also am debating building in a staircase somewhere here. Where, I don't know, but I am debating it at least. That's not going to be a project for today, though, just because, like I said, I am desperately in need of some more conglomerate. One thing I do think we have enough conglomerate for, though, is maybe setting up some chimneys. So let's go take a look at what we actually have. That'll be the definitive. So I've got 2 granite cobblestone here. I've got 60 conglomerate cobblestone. Single crack conglomerate. Where do I have my conglomerate bricks? Is the real question. Wow, I made a lot of mud brick. Okay. So I have some conglomerate stone bricks, but not a lot. Let's figure out how we'd like to set this up. So we'll probably come up here. And then I don't have a lot, so we are going to have to probably move up with more cobble. I don't really want to move up with more cobble. I wonder what would go good with the conglomerate. We don't really have access to a lot of different stone types right now. Maybe that's something we should be looking at, is what other stone types we can use. In this area, we have a lot of sandstone. The chalk I don't think would be good. The basalt might be interesting, but I feel like it's just going to be a bit dark. The andesite. Let's take a look what the andesite cobblestone looks like. And I do believe we have andesite nearby. It's a very blue. I think it's too blue. I think the andesite almost needs to be like the primary dominant block. If you have any thoughts for what you think this chimney should be, let me know down in the comments. I'll do some playing in creative in between episodes, but if you have any thoughts, let me know. In the meantime, I think I am going to sleep, and then after I am done sleeping, I want to work on maybe looking at these garden areas here and seeing what we can do over here. So we'll clean that up and work on that. Okay, so we woke up unfortunately at 3:30 in the morning, so not quite what I was looking for. And the snow, it looks like, is picking up, but let's at least get this area cleared, see what we're working with here. So I do want all of these to be slightly different. So let me just clear you up. Let me get this all cleared, guys. I'll be right back. I do want there to be a sculpted centerpiece of sorts. What the sculpture is going to be, I don't quite know. But I do want to chisel out something here. And maybe even work something in here. I feel like I kind of want to run with some basalt cobblestone for this. Let's take a look at the basalt. So I'm going to make this real quick, and I'll see you guys in just a second. There we go. I really do like how the basalt looks here, so I think that'll be good. And let's grab our chisel and a hammer, and I'm also probably going to want... Will the snow put these torches out? I don't actually know. Yes. Yes, it will. I could hear the sizzle. Oh, we don't really have a safe place. I bet I could... Let's just temporarily throw some dirt down. That way we can get some chiseling done. So let's grab the chisel here. And, man, am I down to only one hammer? I'm going to need to spend some time smithing tools again. Yeah, I am down to one hammer. The chisel's not doing so hot either. Okay. So I'm going to do a little bit of chiseling. Like I said, I'm not entirely sure what I want this to be just yet. So I am going to chisel away at it, and I will let you guys know once we have figured something out. Okay, so after quite a bit of chiseling, I've come up with this design. And I know you might be thinking, what the heck is that? It's kind of ugly. And I agree with you, but I have an idea. And I want you to hear me out on my idea, okay? I'm thinking of making little statues like these in each of the 4 little garden areas here, okay? And using the conglomerate as the primary stone, but having the secondary stone be of a different type. So having one be basalt, one be sandstone, this andesite one here, and then a, what's my other stone type? Peridotite. And having one of these in each of the 4 corners, maybe bringing the path up to them. I don't know about this ring here. I think the ring might be a little much. But certainly at the very least bringing the path up to it, and having these 4 little relics here that we have little gardens built around. I think that would look quite cool, and we could even put different color lupins around each one. I think that would look really cool. And then of course we'll do the chimneys here once I decide on a stone. So I'm gonna go chisel another one. Okay guys, and we actually are going to need to stop and take a break here because I managed to get my character soaking wet, and as you may be able to tell by the screen, we are very, very cold. So let's head inside here where it is not minus 3.5 degrees and go heat ourselves up by the fire. Once we have a fire, that is. And I'll use this fire, as good as any. And so you may be wondering, how do we get ourselves wet? Well, I was thinking of having this block we're working on be a, what's the word for it? There we go, our body temperature is heating up. I don't know where it should be normally. I am not entirely sure, but we'll certainly be heating up here. And I don't know how long we're soaking wet for, but hopefully it won't be too long. I was thinking about turning these little statues we're working on into like waterlogged fountains. That was an idea I was playing around with. And in that process, I managed to get myself soaking wet, unfortunately. There we go, we're slightly wet. So I'm going to warm up here, and then we will get right back to the statue making. Okay, and we are back at this, and it is snowing pretty hard out here, so we want to make as much progress as we can. So I'm going to get back to this, and I will see you all when we're done. Okay, and I think we have this statue all done. You know what these kind of look like to me? They look like the waypoints from the waypoint mod for the other block game. That's what they kind of look like to me. Let's get rid of this. This is ugly. I have decided definitively that I do not like this cobblestone here. Get you placed here. Very nice. Now let's go do this on the other side again. But we're going to grab some peridotite. So let's head over here, and I should take care of that tree. That would be a good thing to do this episode, wouldn't it? Take care of the tree. Now I naturally don't have any of the cobblestone already. I could do granite here, but... Or I could do chalk. Or I could do chert instead of the sandstone. I have a lot of options. I guess we have an okay amount of stone types. We'll make some peridotite. Very nice. I really need clay. I can't believe how low our clay is either. I definitely think that this will be a really nice stone, the peridotite here. So I'm going to get this area cleared up, and then I will see you guys when it's time to make another statue. Well, I guess that time is right now, because I'm just going to clear up the area that I need. And I think I placed you too close, didn't I? I sure did. Whoopsie. Okay, and that is our chert statue all done here. So let's get our torches picked up. And I've decided that our chert, our paradowite, but I have decided that we are going to use chert for our final statue. I think that would be nice, red, blue, green, and black. With our stone types, I feel like that's a nice variety. So we're going to do that. And you can see that I have one statue that I've basically been bringing along with me. And I've been using that as my demo statue. So that's been fairly nice. Let's grab you here and you here. That way that we make sure that we're doing everything correctly, because it's not that intricate of a design, but it's intricate enough where you have to like pay attention to what you're doing. Alright, so let's grab, you know what, I probably don't even need torches because we have the lantern light. Let's grab you here. This is where the new one's going to go, so let's place our example one here. And then you are 2 blocks of conglomerate cobblestone, chisel, and, oh, I need a hammer. Whoops. Chisel, and then let's add the chert. Very nice. Perfect. And with this all set up, I am going to go make these statues. So I will see you guys when this one is all done. Okay, and we have our 4 statues. So we have this nice red one here. I have a green one here. I have a black one, which goes here. So let's get this placed right back down. And then I have a blue one here. One thing I'd also like to do is I'd like to just slightly expand our path. Nope, that's not expanding the path. So that the path goes out right to these blocks. And I do just want the block under it to be the type of cobblestone it is, because there's going to be a very small amount of this path block that shows the block under it. So I do want that to be consistent. So let's get these placed here. And you are basalt cobblestone. Very nice. Very nice indeed. We could almost get away with some lighting here. But I kind of want to do something with fencing. I'm not sure exactly what. I want to do something though. Some paradowite. Very nice. And just eat some pie very quickly. Which, by the way, we don't have a lot of pie left. I think we've got enough pie to get us mostly through December. But we're going to have to break into our food stores pretty soon here. Alright, and we have this squared away now. So now I have the pathing going to these, and I do want to surround them with some flowers, which we're really lacking in flower-wise. But if we just head down south here, we do have quite a bit of flowers in fields like this, in this desert here. And I'm thinking that we can make our way through this area, through the desert, and into some of these flower fields, and just pick up some nice lupins. So I'm going to clean up my inventory, probably go to bed and swap out some of our tools, and I'll see you guys when it's time to go flower hunt. Okay, and it is 6 a.m. on this lovely medium rift activity day. And now that it's daytime, we can get a better look at these little statues here. So let's just walk around, and man, I have my armor on, don't I? Oh, well that was a mistake. I don't need this on. Just take a little look at these guys, and you can see that they're getting snow on them, and I quite like that. Like I said, they look like waypoints from Minecraft in the waypoints mod, and I think that's nice. I think the paradowite one's a bit muted here. But I think these will look better when they have some flowers and just better general stuff around them. let's go get our armor put away here. Very nice. That certainly was not helping. And let's go look at some flowers now. I still want to take care of this tree. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Look at this. We have locusts. Oh boy, we have actual locusts. Okay, well, let's back up. What an interesting find. A locust nest right on the top of a mountain here. It's a very interesting find indeed. And one I think I will pass on. I don't really want to be on top of this mountain range anyway. I think I want to make my way down. I'm trying to make my way down here, but for whatever reason I've just not hit. I was wondering, that almost looked like it had silver in it. I've just like picked the worst route possible to navigate through this mountain. So I will continue attempting to navigate, albeit fairly slowly. And I will see you guys when we have found the flowers. Okay, well, after failing miserably, we have finally made our way to the flowers. So I'm going to go collect all of these, and I'll see you guys when we're all done. Okay, well, I grabbed far more flowers than I actually needed, but that's good. Now we have a little bit in reserve, and so I think I'm going to make my way back home, hopefully a bit smarter this time, and we're going to get all these lupins placed, and we can consider this project completed, which will be very, very nice. And it may seem that what we're working on is fairly insignificant, and I agree with you, it is. But we are slowly making progress on our house, and I think that's important. I knew I wanted to do a little park garden area here in this area, and it was just a matter of figuring out what that was going to look like. And I think through a little bit of trial and error, we've managed to figure out what that looks like, and that in and of itself is significant. So I'm very glad that we got this accomplished, or we're getting this accomplished this episode. And I think next episode, I already have a bit of an idea for what I'd like to work on, and I'd like to work on our front of the house. And I don't necessarily just mean the front of the house as if we're going to make any significant changes to it. I mean the front of the property. What is that over there? Is that anything? I thought it looked like a wolf or a bear. I hope not. It's a bunny. We're not going to make any significant changes to the house itself. We're going to make some changes to the property. And I'd like to look at where our farms are going to go. And one of the projects that I'd like to work on at some point is a windmill tower. And I want my farms and my windmill to be connected. I know necessarily that I'm not going to be using the windmill for just necessarily farm-related things. I know we're going to be using it for health hammers and so on, but I like the idea of having my... That's a neat cave that we should visit. I like the idea of having my windmill and my farm connected. Anyway, we have a little ways to go before we get to placing the flowers, and I'll see you all there. So I want to make sure I'm placing the relevant flowers around the statue. So where this is a blue one, I want to make sure I'm placing my blue flowers. So let's get this all placed here. And I'll just have it come out like this. There we go. So we just have it kind of surrounded by a field of these blue lupins. And over here, I think I want my white lupins because it's black and I don't have any black flowers, but I think I'll use my white ones. And I'll use some blue and I'll throw in a couple purple as well. There we go. I have this looking symmetrical here. I do. Very nice. Do I actually, though? Let me look. I go out by 2. I go out by 3 here. Yeah, okay. I go out by 3 and then I go by 1. So I'll do a blue. And I could do a... Oh, I do go out by 3 here. Okay. I was close. So now let's head here. And I want to do a mixture of orange. I don't have any reds, so I am going to do oranges, though. We'll do you here. Do more orange there. Let's throw some purple and some blue around and just kind of scatter them out. Very nice. Then I do think that... How do I have it on this side? This is like the original one. I do have a go by 3 on this side. 1, 2, 3. And you go here. Very nice. We kind of have our fiery colors right along here. And now for this one here, we'll just do a combination of blue and purple. So I'll go you here. Throw in some blue and some more purple. No, not you. Nice. Very nice. So we have our statues and we have our garden areas done. I do think the last thing I want to do this episode is move this door. I have made the decision to embrace the chaos and embrace the anarchy and whatever consequences may come with it. And we are going to move this door off to the side. Go you here, and the door goes... How do I have the door? Ooh, I even have it set like this. It's my non-preferred way. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have an entrance to, what's the word for it? The attic over there. And it's not going to work with the lantern. So I get you here, I get a trapdoor here. It's not going to work with the lantern. But I was told in a comment that the torch holders don't have a hitbox. And so we should be able to light up our attic with torches and torch holders without needing to, what's the word for it? Use our lanterns. We can relocate our lanterns. So let's test that theory here. And then this way we can have a way to get into the attic on either side and just work to maintain some of that symmetry. Yep, that's how I have it done on this side. Let's get rid of you. And get you placed here. Nope, not you. Get you placed here. And now let's grab our torch holders and our torches. And it does look like they have a hitbox, but it is good enough. Yeah, it definitely looks like there's a hitbox, but the hitbox is on par with where this trapdoor is, so we should be good in that regard. Okay, so I think that is going to settle it for this episode today. Like I said, this was a bit of a chaotic episode in terms of figuring out what we're doing, but I do think we did take some pretty significant steps in doing some decorating around our house. I do also think I have a rough idea for what I'd like to do next episode, and that is looking at the land here and figuring out how we're going to be laying out our future, whether that is going to be, well, how our farms are going to look, where our windmill is going to be, and if we have enough stones, uh-oh, I did not mean to do that, we'll also likely end up tearing down this drifter fort as a part of that process. And we will rebuild it somewhere else. It may not be next episode that it gets rebuilt, but we will be rebuilding it in the near future regardless. All right, everybody, and that is going to do it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed this episode as much as I have enjoyed making it. I've been Finkel11, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.